I never really used the plants in Hogwarts Legacy, but oh man was I wrong. This might be one of the best playstyles in the game by a long shot, because the enemies just don't stand a chance. It also introduces a completely new stealth playstyle, which is really fun. All the gameplay you see here is, by the way, on the hard difficulty, so in this video I want to share my best build with the plants, other tricks, and way more. So of course, if you enjoy Hogwarts Legacy and like the content here on the channel, then leaving a like, cause 1 second of your time would really help us out. Subscribe for way more Hogwarts Legacy spoiler-free tips and tricks, and let's go. Let's start with the Chinese jumping cabbages that you can of course throw down, and then for 20 seconds they will wreak havoc on nearby enemies. And well, as you can see, I'm throwing down 2 of them, which is thanks to the talent you can already unlock pretty early on. This turns 1 plant into 2, so you can more quickly clear out groups of enemies. You can, by the way, throw down 3 at the same time, which means that with this talent, you can have 6 of these cabbages on the battlefield, which is totally not needed in regular fights, like 2 is more than enough. Although, if you want to quickly take out a high health enemy, then 6 will make short work of that. Really insane, and again, this on the hard difficulty. So I'm able to do this thanks to the gear and the traits that I'm using, as the talent itself does not upgrade the damage of a single attack from these jumping cabbages. No, the damage enhancements is from the Thanks 3 trait, which significantly increases the Chinese jumping cabbage's damage. So I now put this trait on all the 6 gear items that I'm wearing, which you can of course do at the loom in your room of requirements, and you unlock this after completing Beast Class and then returning to your room. The traits can be found in chests in bandit camps in the open world, but the drops are random, so you have to be lucky that you get the ones that increase the power of your plants. And I, by the way, went more in depth on the gear and trait system for if you are curious in a previous video, including tips on how to easily get the best traits. I will leave a link to that in the video description. Like, it's really worth it to invest in your gear, as now a regular enemy dies from 1 attack of a jumping cabbage. Really strong and also really fun to watch. Now, the downside is that they do not break shields, so you will have to help them with that, and then you will see that they immediately clear out the enemy. But if you really want to let the plants do all the work, then just simply drink an invisibility potion that will let the enemies drop their shields, and then the jumping cabbages can easily take them out. This also means that these Chinese plants are amazing during stealth. If you just sneak around with the disillusionment charm, drop them down, and they will like find enemies and clear them out for you without giving away your position. So you can just sit back and watch as everyone around you will be taken care of. It's really nice, but to be fair, the Mandrake is even stronger. We'll showcase that in a moment. First, I want to quickly share some tips on how to get these plants. Because sure, you can buy them in a dedicated Hogsmeade shop, but it's way smarter to buy the seeds here and then make them in your room of requirement. They all require a different pot. You can make a Mandrake in a small pot, so you will already be able to do that after unlocking the room and of course buying the Mandrake seed, but you will need to buy a medium table and a large table for the other 2 plants. You can make everything in a large pot, but those tables have less pots in total, so I think it's smart to get a medium potting table and a large potting table at the scroll vendor, with of course as many pots as possible, because then every 10 or like 15 minutes new plants will be made, so you never have to buy them again. Like, I got 12 of them, which the maximum, in no time, and they can use them to take out more enemies. Like with the Venomous Tentacula that can break shields after unlocking the special talent, which also increases the damage of this turret. So put down 2 of them, and then they will help you out with enemies for the next 25 seconds. I was only surprised by how much worse they are compared to the other plants, even with 6 rank 3 venom traits equipped, which significantly increase the Venomous Tentacula damage. Like, it's not bad, especially if you have a stunned troll. It still does some decent damage, but overall, compared to the other plants, it's really not great. The slow rate of fire doesn't help with this either. Sometimes I'm surprised by the range, but other times they will just not shoot at like enemies that seem pretty close by. So you can of course also pull the enemies close to the Tentacula to take them out. But yeah, it's not worth it, I think, to rock these Tentacula traits or to unlock the talents. It's just really not as powerful, especially when compared to the Mandrake, because with just 1 of these, you can immediately take out a group of enemies on the hard difficulty. So obviously I'm using the rank 3 traits here as well that significantly increase the damage of the Mandrake. I got 6 of those on all my legendary gear, and the talent helps with this as well, as this increased the damage and also the duration of the effect, which also means that you hit enemies more often. Now what you will see though, if you have everything fully upgraded, I want to touch on the full build like in a moment, is that enemies just don't survive the Mandrake for that long. Like one scream will be enough for most groups. And what is funny is that some poacher camps have multiple waves. So after taking out the first one, just wait for the other enemies to spawn in and they can immediately finish them off with another Mandrake. It's overpowered. You're basically skipping the whole fight. You're taking care of the camp with just one use of the plant. You will only not be able to instantly kill high health enemies, so like still do some damage, but it's far from enough, and then you just have to like finish them off with spells. Like they are still stunned after the effect, so it's still pretty nice. So I've now tried the full like plant playstyle, everything you can do with it, some stealth again, which is quite fun, but I think the best plant build is still focusing on the Mandrake damage. So basically you have 6 of these rank 3 traits, so you need a full legendary build for this, because otherwise you cannot apply the rank 3 traits. On purple you can only apply 2 and 1, and on blue you can only apply 1. So you need to have 6 legendary items. Tips on how to easily get legendary gear, also in that gear explained video. Again, a link to that is in the video description. Now another super important thing is having a high offensive stat. This is what makes the build go from strong to overpowered. Like here for example I have 321 offense, so then with the 6 traits and the talent for the Mandrake unlocked, I deal 312 damage per cry. But as you have already seen in this video, it can go up much higher. And to do that, we have to upgrade legendary face wear, the hat, and also the outfit to rank 3, because they have 100 plus extra offense. And this will make sure that you see these insane damage numbers. So yeah, 100 extra offense by fully upgrading your gear means night and day. I really love that it has this much impact. So yeah, upgrading your gear is super important. And because of my high offensive stat, the chomping cabbages still do a lot of damage. They are just like rolling around on the battlefield and take care or like clean up all the enemies that might have survived the Mandrake attack. The Mandrake also nukes the shield, so the cabbages can easily do their job. Like I don't need the traits to enhance their damage, as it's already really good. And this also means that this plant build works great against high health enemies. I drop down the chomping cabbages, they attack the target, I stun that target with the Mandrake, and then I sometimes still have to do a few spells to finish them off, but overall it's a really great all-around build, and I just don't touch the venomous tentacula. I don't put them down, and I have not unlocked that talent. Of course, subscribe for way more Hogwarts Legacy build videos like this. I'm curious to hear about your playstyle in the comments down below, and check out my previous build type video going in depth on the potions, because they are insanely powerful as well. You can watch this video by clicking on the screen. For now, I'll speak to you soon, and goodbye.